right. We are live arena. Just pull up the stream on my old phone, which actually I could call it my work phone because I use it for YouTube channel stuff arenas. I wish you watching your own stream wouldn't count towards the view count. That would be nice. Not showing up on my computer, but I am showing up here anyways. Hey, ooh. Also, oh wait, did I not configure yes, Ali Tora is on there. Um I need to actually do I hope I don't have to move my microphone over. There we go. Now, yeah, okay. So now I can just actually shut you off. You guys should be hearing me from the microphone. Let's do a little test listen. Okay, this is probably as good as we're going to get. Let me check one last thing. How do I sound right here? Okay. Whoops! I keep knocking my little duck off the foam. Okay, let me just do one last thing. Okay. How I switched the microphone directivity to front. That helped a lot with the fan noise. Yeah, well, we'll go with, I'm looking a little bit dark. We'll go with this. Anyways, let's, oh, I do need to text this out. But there's just, like, yeah, one place. Let's, I guess, I can put you in the corner right there. Hello, we're over here, bud. Hey. Hello. Hi. Bro. Look there, look at me. Also, we actually want to pump you up. So, there we go. Now we are in our little space here. Actually, one moment. I gotta cover up the Alitora for a second. Yeah, I should have been slightly better prepared for this. What were we looking at again? Oh wait, that's right. I just forgot all of the little things that I needed to do. There we go. Can we get just a little bit more? And, that should do it. Perfect. All right. Well, hey everybody. Hopefully I get better at like remembering what things to set up and do when I'm using my camera like this to stream. So yeah, the very last thing. Sending this to a few friends who have the real deal. Pump this out to the house. I don't like that when you share a live link, it doesn't show somehow that it's live. But yeah, we're gonna be perfect. So yeah, we're gonna be reorganizing this thing. What happened is I pulled off everything, plus some stuff that wasn't even on here, and I took it to what was advertised in my ward group chat as singles ward. It was advertised as a laserless laser tag. We'll be throwing paper balls at each other with this other ward, but if you have any Nerf, they used the G word, but we call them blasters, so that we differentiate from the dangerous thing. If you have any of those, bring them. I'm like, dude. I sent a photo of my rack, pulled everything down except for these things because they don't work. I need to fix them. But I pulled them all down and I went. It was an absolute blast. I learned some things about some of my blasters that because like we had a bunch of tables and chairs, like they would use it in LDS church for the like having dinners and stuff. They were tipped over as barricades, and some people were being strong and moving the tables with them, and the rules were, varying a bit. It was fun. I would totally do that again. I highly encourage them to do that again. But what's really cool, well, what I learned about some of my blasters, in quotes here, this bow and arrow thingy that I won at an arcade, which I think I have a video somewhere that's not uploaded yet that it's just not really interesting. I don't know if I can make it interesting. I don't feel like editing it. Maybe someday. But yeah, I got this from an arcade. The problem with this, and a lot of other blasters that have esoteric, weird ammunition, like these things, which... Here is your, I don't know. 1 second. There you go. Now that doesn't seem right. Okay. If it's too jittery, somebody let me know, and I'll just shut off Alitora. So, here is your standard ammo. Here's this monster. Why are you doing that? That's what I don't like. Don't do that. I'm over here. Unless it's a weight thing. Well, anyways. So, yeah. There are different sizes. Okay, fine. You are... We'll give you one last chance. Different sizes. This fits over... Fits over... So this fits over this part here. And then... Yeah, you really need all the power to get it to come off. This won't fit. But, so, weird sizes of ammunition that I haven't found anywhere else. At least I haven't looked at these ones yet. But some of the other sizes that are weird mini ones are like some of these sizes, and they have plastic in them, but some don't. No one is ever going to shoot, or, sorry, blast. They're never going to blast any of these back at you, because they do not have anything that will fit them. So, that right there for a second. Also, it's getting a bit toasty in here. Temperature. We are 79.3. That's a bit toasty. So let's turn on the home. Just the air, not the actual AC. Just the fan. We'll get some cooler air pumping in here to cool it down. And yep, we'll be stuck with this view because Alitora is maybe turning off and on again. Here, we'll take you guys for one last ride. We'll see. Oh, unless I wonder if it's the cable. Maybe it was yanking this thing over. Okay, that should be wedged. Okay, well now, okay, hopefully you misbehave a little better. So basically, the point of this is to be reorganizing. Yeah, look, all of the ones of this fell out of the front. Are you not? Yeah. Okay, well. But like, so I don't know, do these earn a spot up there? Maybe. I'm thinking kind of not for some of these. Okay, yeah, no. Nope. Maybe I'm too close, I don't know what it is, you're misbehaving. You do not get to run this show. This one definitely can go up there, because it's got some decent power to it. It's a good thing, and like, I do have a little spot in my heart for the dollar store blasters. The ones that used to be $1.25, now it's $1.75. Maybe at one point they were $1, I don't remember. I have a place in my heart for these things, because they're really cheap, so practically anybody can afford them. Yeah, you could go get one of the $3 or $5 blaster offerings. I don't know how good or bad those are. You can get them. I'm just going to come over here really quickly and check. air. Okay, yes, there is air coming in. That's good. So you can get the ones that are a little bit more, but like, hey, we got mom watching. So, but also these things, which these ones particularly, these ones can take your whatever this size is. I don't know. It's the ones that I bought for my knockoff strafe. This thing right here. There. Might lose this in the pile somewhere. That maybe sounded a bit hard, but it's, especially if you have a less hard tip, I think this is a safe thing to hand to, yeah, that's not very hard. It's a safe thing to hand to the little kid and let them, you know, try and shoot targets and have fun. You're not going to get a lot of accuracy. There's limitations, but, you know, you can give it to them and not worry that they're going to break something around the house or hurt someone. Like, the worst could do is, like, hit around the face, maybe the eyes, which is why you have eye protection and you never shoot the face, or blast the face, sorry. But, they're just a safe option. So I like that. I do kind of think that maybe one of these should be up here. Maybe when I try out some of the ones that I haven't even opened yet, I will make a decision, because I have a few that I haven't opened yet. And there was one I was trying to get, but I haven't yet. So I might be like, hey, Saturday, Mom, can we go to a Dollar Tree or two? I could call ahead, but I do want to kind of go to Cook's. I'll talk with you about that after, talk about that with you after the stream. But like, to, you know, because if we're going up that way, could stop by a Dollar Tree that's up that way. And yeah, unless they're downstairs, I don't, yeah, I'm, could have sworn the other ones that I had were up here that I have not opened yet. And I was actually waiting to open them, to like try them on video, but also because I think my neighbor has a chronograph, and so I want to kind of chronograph the, I'm gonna be labeling it maybe $1.75 and under, or $2 and under blasters, because I'm curious, have they actually like improved over time? Oh, yeah, and I'm not seeing the other ones, so they could potentially earn a spot on my blaster rack. But I want to put more practical stuff up there. Ooh, this abodes well. This has come off. Fortunately, though, I'm positive that the pin is in this it's in this bag somewhere. We are going to, we're going to find it. Aha, found it. Wish I had an assistant to do this. There we go. Maybe I ought to put a little bit of glue in the middle to really hold it in place, because it does have some, I guess, knurling on the thing, but it doesn't stick very well. Let's see, I want to see the fit, because these are the darts that actually are supposed to go with these. Yeah, they're about the same size, maybe slightly thicker, but less dense. And this is actually a knockoff of an X-Shot blaster. It looks like exactly the same, just the different colors. So, yeah. Also, one thing that we really want to put on there, this thing. Okay, so let me tell you the story behind this thing. It's really awesome, right? So, I forgot to charge the battery for that one, sadly. Batteries also was running low on this, but it was okay because my one friend who was going to use it found it a little bit slow. And it is a slow shooter, right? But, so, I've used a few different blasters during the battle. I made sure I used some of my weird esoteric ones. Like, I think, if I didn't use the Petrosari archery one, I definitely used this one. And it was a good experience to figure out what worked, what didn't work. Like I mentioned earlier, I got to learn that if you have a weird dart type, it's never going to get shot back at you. Oh, and by the way, this is the X-Shot XL blaster. I had to look that up. Don't have the name memorized. It's pretty cool. But, one person used my X-Shot walk blaster for the whole time. Someone might have had my, whatever that Elite 2.0 thing is. I'm not going to bother to look up the name because Elite 2.0 is not very good. From what I hear, like, plastic clips and stuff. One moment, I got suddenly thirsty. I have water in here. Actually, I've got Zuko orange and lemon in my thing with a little bit of class lime. Orange and lime. Man, that was weird. Usually dry throat comes on a little more gradually for me. This time it was like, you're thirsty. Drink water now. Anyways. So I used some of mine. I experimented around with stuff to figure out the first Nerf battle that I have ever been to. Ever. And so then partway through, I'm like, I'll try someone else's stuff. Which also, I had my Nerf Vulcan there. The one that's working, because I have a clear one. And I have a whole one that needs to be repaired. That's going to be a live stream at some point, probably, seeing if I can repair it. And I tried using it at first, but I don't have the ammo box on the side. And so I found that, like, the belt getting twisted a little bit, or, like, hanging off at an angle, would not work for feeding. And so I gave up. What I should have done with that one, and if this one was charged, and I remembered what I totally would have done, I should have done suppressive blasting. Because on the real versions of these, man, even though I'm talking about the real thing, I want to avoid saying it just to be, not necessarily YouTube safety, but also blaster hobby, Nerf hobby safety. But on the real version of those machine blasters, you know what, we'll say G's. G is going to be the word for whenever we're talking about the real thing. So on real machine G's, they're used as suppressive fire. Basically, you want to shoot a bunch of bullets in the air so that your enemy is scared of popping their head up from behind their barrier because they might get hit. And then you send some guys in around the side. So I wish I would have remembered to do that. That would have been so helpful for Capture the Flag. But somewhere in there, I ended up picking up this, which also, another side thing, the person who brought these, she brought these new in like a pack with some other blasters. She also brought a Halo Needler, which she personally used. I thought about it, but I don't remember. I think she put it on the table, let people pick, but no one picked it, and so she did. And I think it was kind of fair to let her use it because it's got special kind of pink-colored darts and whatnot. Man, those things are expensive, but I looked up a video and I'm like, wow, it's more than just a license. It's like actual cool cosplay prop stuff. But I ended up using this from a thing that she brought. This is someone from the other ward. This thing has really, really good range. The accuracy is not like perfect. Obviously, the scope doesn't work as far as I know. Like, it's not a magnifying thing, okay? But like, I don't think it's lined up with the thing at all. At least, I could try sometime, but I doubt it is, right? But just, aiming with my eyesight, seeing where the darts go. After a couple of shots, I was able to hit someone in the leg, poking out from behind a table, and then I did that again. This thing was like so good. So then afterwards, as we're packing up and I'm figuring out, make sure I have all my right darts, especially since I have like 3 different kinds of weird esoteric darts. And I'm talking with her. I'm like, wow, this thing's actually really surprisingly good. I mean, it feels good too. I like it and it looks cool. Red's my favorite color. But I mentioned that and she's like, if you want, you can have it. I'm like, really? Yeah, my brothers don't need to be more armed. And like, cause she had 2 packs, so there's like 2 of these, some shorter ones in there, some ammo. Like, sure. And then she asked me if I needed any ammo, and I'm like, I've got tons because I have this. I maybe should have taken her up on that, because that would have been the X-Shot waffle tip gray darts. Yeah, these right here would have been some of these, which I think are better than my hard tip darts. But it works out okay because I got, where is it? Yeah. Someone was selling this on eBay for $10. I think it would normally be more, but I don't know how much more. Because I found some that were like $14 or so for only $100, but this is $200. These are chili darts, as apparently the Nerf community calls them. I found at least one person when searching for best full-length dart. I found at least one person on Reddit saying these are the best. Well, you can get better, but for their price, these are the best. Target exclusive. But I found these online. I've blasted one single one of them. I want to do more. I want to do like a slow motion recording of it. So you can like see the flight path and stuff, because I've done that once before. Not uploaded, but I recorded it. That was cool. But so this 100% has to be worked on to here somewhere, somehow. And especially since this kind of empty space here that held a lot of little blasters is going to be like emptied out. I could totally, like, I don't know, maybe I put this one this way. I don't know. Do people, when people do G racks or blaster racks, do they do anything like that, or do they keep them level? Is there a reason you would want to? I think I've seen, you know what? No, I've seen some vertical stuff. Like old Western movies or like the G-safes. They have them like this. Or you lean them up against something. So I guess vertical could be okay. I'm going to look up some G-Rack photos. Don't want to like copyright or anything. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, there's some that are similar style that are just like a wood triangular thing that does them vertically. I search. Oh, okay. Right, Nerf actually makes some stuff too. That's cool that Nerf has a thing for it. I'll go ahead and show this one. It's like that thing there. Should you buy the Nerf $50 blaster rack? They show it partially loaded in that photo. Here's product photo of it maxed out. So, okay, cool. But yeah, basically reorganize and figure out what I want up there, what I don't want up there. And also swap out a whole bunch of the darts. That are in the bins. I almost feel like I should have added Wallcom, like, where you at someone on YouTube. But I don't know, like, he's not directly related to this other than it's the same hobby and stuff. And by the way, if you're new here, this is slightly rare. I like have these for fun. Variety channel. Hopefully you like me as a host. I do a bunch of other things, but this is one thing that I like. But I wonder, do people just at other YouTubers in hopes of getting a little bit of popularity by adding them when they're not like specifically relevant, or it's not like, hey, this person, what about this, blah blah blah, or they said this, which it's a good that I didn't, because I'm not directly reacting to something that he said or referencing him. But yeah, so one thing that can stay is these things that are useless, nobody used, and I don't blame them. I don't think anybody should have used this. So yeah, the Nerf disc launchers. Some of these are glow in the dark. I mean, but this one's not a glow in the dark one, I don't think. I have a video on these in the glow in the dark ones. We'll put this right here. Let me actually put, yeah, you have it in like that, and yeah. Okay, that actually launched out. Maybe the one that I grabbed at the thing was not good, because it, well, I'll have to go fetch that right now. Let's put these in here. I'll move you guys over so that you can, you know what, here, one sec. I am seeing a bit of something down below. It's part of my glasses or something is why. But let me just do a quick swap-a-reno. Take you guys off of Alitora, which has been decommissioned for now. Maybe I would get a better one in the future. Be funner to have, like, an assistant, so, you know, some point in the future, you know, maybe there's an opportunity where I pay one of my friends to do it. I'd like it to be, like, my girlfriend or wife eventually. There we go. All right. Ooh, yeah, the camera does feel toasty, which is why I'm very glad that I have the fan on the back, keeping things cool. So, those right there performed better than I'm used to. Yep, we can see them. They performed better than I'm used to. Because it's like the disc launcher, other type toys that I've used, like the ones that a few of my Bionicles have. It's better than that, except just then it decided to actually perform. I'm going to take these glasses off because they need a cleaning. I keep seeing reflections. Let's grab my light. So there's a level. Okay. I need to get new wheels for this shelf. Someone, I will not name them, but someone said the teeny wheels that I put on here, like they have a weight limit listed on the package of the wheels. Bought them at the Restore. They didn't have any other wheels. It was only those. But they said, so this person said that the weight limit is going to be, they'll be fine. Because something weight limit is like per wheel, but you have all of them. But no, this does not Does not roll smoothly. Candy canes fell down. Eventually this shelf will be cleaned up and organized. That will be a day also when I can actually wheel it out easier, because then that will make it easy to pull out and get stuff and go back in. Got Man, it's weird. I'm suddenly having trouble remembering the face of my friend who was over here yesterday. I know his name. I'm not going to name him. Like, eventually when he starts his channel, I will. Like, see this? You're like, this is so ridiculous that they're just walking up and not rotating. But whatever. Gum, anyone? It's a little hard. Cherry and apple, Kennel's gum. I don't remember if I like the apple. Cherry is a guaranteed no. I've not had any cherry thing that I actually liked. But we got what's down there. And already, just moving that one bag and some stuff. Yeah, the platform down here is already looking nicer. Whoops, that's the wrong adjustment. You stay loose. I hate this because it's come unscrewed. Plus I've got wires connected so I can't twist it the tight way. There we go. So, got two watching. Could just be my phone. Well, definitely my phone. Other one I think is probably my mom. Yeah, we got this back. Go right there for now. Alright, so yeah, and like all of these, I'd put them in a box. I want to say that I would like to be able to say that I have every dollar store Nerf blaster ever. Or I probably should say dart blaster. Because like Nerf is used as a catch-all term, like Kleenex, even though it's really a tissue. Although that one, though, I don't say Kleenex, I say tissue. I never grew up calling it Kleenex. So I think figuring out how to fit, where to fit this, and then moving other stuff as necessary. Tough part. Even if I put it like this, it's just barely sticking out as much as this other one is. I could also potentially, like, I don't know why I chose to put this here. It's awesome. I love having it. But why? Oh, and also, the only reason I bought, or didn't buy, the only reason I got the whatever that long X-Shot one is called is because it was free. You know, there's like, I did buy this one several months ago from DI for $2. This is one that I think should have a spot up there. Not like the best, but it's more practical than the little dollar store ones for anything. Which I actually had a discussion with some of my friends. some of them that I sent this to, but if all you had was one of these things, you knew it was accurate enough, you had enough confidence or whatever, someone was breaking into your house and doing stuff, would you go for an eye shot? One person said yes, but I don't know that I'd ever be in that situation because I don't any Nerf stuff. And then the other one was like, no, use a real thing. You'd have a better bet of smacking them over the head with these. And technically, yes. Like, if I ever found myself in that situation, like, period. I mean, if I could hide, I would. Oh. It doesn't bode well that this just slid out of here. So it doesn't, but like, I would need a relatively high rate of fire at a decent speed. And, like, the speed of that thing is decent enough. Wish I could demonstrate it right now, but I don't want to. But, like, relatively high rate of fire, enough accuracy that, like, within the face area. Then maybe I would consider taking out their eyes. But something that I need to ask my friends about, because I'm curious. The other thing I worry is, if they really are breaking into my house, wouldn't they have a real G? Not a blaster, but an actual G. If they got an actual G, and I do actually blind them in the eyes, what's to say they're not going to take their revenge out and be like, bam, bam, over there somewhere. Maybe they quickly figure out how to use their hearing and locate stuff by sound. Either way, like, I don't know. Hopefully I don't have to face that situation. I'm feeling relatively confident right now that I don't. I feel at peace from, praying and interacting with church stuff and reading my scriptures to let you guys up a little bit. There we go. So this is another one that could consider going up there. This is the dual strike. Shoots 2 types of ammo. You got your, these are the AccuStrike, Mega, and then whatever they call this size. I don't know. It's different names by different companies, and like, here is my dart size rant. I kind of understand Nerf making new sizes of darts. It sucks, but I kind of understand it because, you made a new thing that you want them to buy, a new blaster. So, maybe require them, well, maybe it doesn't work that way because the new thing, the blaster stands on its own. So why would you need new, because they want to force, never mind. It's not, I don't understand it anymore. Because people are probably going to buy the new things if you make them cool enough. Like, when this came out, I'm sure this was a neat feature that some people wanted. Hey, I bought the lock blaster just because it locks, even though it's not really practical, and, like, best case scenario, it keeps your siblings from using it. I'm an only child, so I don't have to worry, but, Also, my friend said they would not want a blaster with an actual, a real G with an actual lock on it, because in an emergency situation, they want to be able to just grab it and use it without having to think. I get that. I agree with that. But so, I think the blasters stand on their own, or they don't. But it shouldn't be the ammo that you need new ammo for, because that's just asking to take more money from the customers. Except if you've improved the ammo in some way, then I will accept it. But also maybe make it so that it still kind of works with the old. If the size is part of the improvement, yes. If adding a weird little bump on the end or something is part of the improvement so that the other ones won't fit, maybe not, no. But this is something that I think could see a slot up there. So, yeah, so, right. That's what we were doing, is taking you off. Also, top of my fridge is messy. That will be cleaned at some point. Speaking of which, are you locked? Okay, yes, because even the code's not right, so that tells me it's locked, safety's on. Cool. Yeah, we'll take you down for now. Maybe I also don't want that to move lower, just because of the way that I would then be interacting with the fridge. We will see. Good old Mavericks that I need to fix up. Look, I got more of these. And since I got some actual good ones, I've considered like listing those on Facebook Marketplace for like cheaper than I bought them for. Oh. Weird esoteric dart. I don't even remember what you go to. I'm sure it's not the... Positive it's not this. Yeah, that doesn't fit. Thank goodness for you using mostly standard size. But what do you go to? Well, we'll find it in the pile eventually. Hey, we got, Oh, okay. So, we got one of my friends in the chat who is into G stuff. The reason I'm saying G is because we call these blasters, and as a hobby, we try and distance ourselves from actual Gs just because we want to make sure that we're being safe, and, you know, so then you don't be like, you know, you go to the park, and then your friends are like, look, he has a G, oh no, because, you know, you're going to hit them with some Nerf bullets, but then people think it's the real thing. So I'm doing that for the sake of the Nerf hobby. If you ever go to the Nerf Reddit, there actually is a bot, which is an automated thing they've set up. They'll be like, hey, we like to distance ourselves from real stuff. So the only reason I'm saying G... Oh, Annie says you'd be better off with pepper spray. Absolutely. You probably would be better off with pepper spray or other things. I'm just saying, since I don't have anything at the moment yet, if for some reason, which is extremely unlikely, someone were to... Or, you know, maybe if you're just a kid and you're absolutely positive about your aim, I don't know. If that were to happen, maybe. But it's not something that I'm actually planning to do. If I ever feel like I need a little bit better self-defense, I'll look into pepper spray. I'll look into one of those pepper ball guns. Oops, I said it. But yeah, basically, for the Nerf hobby, I'm saying G. But if I wasn't doing a Nerf thing and I was talking about some normal topic, like if I ever finally do my thing about Charlie Kirk, I will absolutely use the full-on word. I'm not afraid to use it, and YouTube has their recent update, which lets you talk about more sensitive topics without demonetization. Go YouTube. You've done something good by doing that. So, what I'm thinking, we might end up just putting it back, but I'm just thinking of moving this down. I could move it left a bit too, if I move it down. Okay. So if I were to put it, excuse me. Maybe like that. Oops. Let's try that. This is something I got from my work when we remodeled and they gave us new ones. Yeah, it could maybe go down one more. But now once we get some of this, well, I have to test this now. before I get everything else up and put in place. Also, I am going to move the stream comment viewer camera or phone to up there. That'll probably be a little bit easier space for me to see it. Alright. Let's make more mess and move you over. Also, I thought about bringing one of these. I have two of them, but the green one, the weird size of darts, this has actually original Nerf suction tip on it, but it's with the foam because the tip came off. I thought about bringing it, but then I'm like, nah, a lot of people worry about germs more than I worry about germs. Doesn't mean that I'm unsanitary, it just means that I'm less worried about germs and getting sick, is all we need to say. But like, so yeah, his saliva, whatnot, I think I won't. But then one of my friends actually brought theirs, and it was interesting. But they personally used it, which was like cool. So, also this thing needs to go with its appropriate. A little bit of ice on my freezer, some York patties. Oh, that feels nice and cool, but that's actually okay. That's over there far enough. Oh, so I think I like that. We will, we'll work with this slate. Should have grabbed my pegboard clips too. Okay. Alright, like the pegs that I took off, man, I wish I would have remembered all the stuff that I needed for this. Or if I had an assistant to be like, here, find me this, but also it's literally find me this. Feel a bit sad, because I spent, almost knocked that off, I spent money, like dollar store, $1.50 or something on these ones. And now they're just getting pulled down. And there is not enough room in the studio for a second rack. There might not even be enough room in here for my target range thingy. Because yeah, it's a tight space. I'll talk about that later on probably when I finish the thing at some point. Because like, I do want to finish it, but it probably won't end up being a thing that lives in the studio here. How is you down one? Okay, no, you need to come way down if we're putting you. So would it be like that maybe? And this middle one, I forget what it was holding. Move you. Put one mostly at the end there. Actually, you know what? No, this end one goes there. One more. This way it doesn't really have room to like slide off, but it can go all the way up against there. It's gonna tilt in forward a bit. It's sticking out because of the bolt. Which we can use, I don't know what I don't know what specific part terms are, like, accepted and not accepted. Oh, and hello, crossbow from Dollar Store that will likely not get a spot on here. Like, if it does, one color only, but that weird dart that we had earlier would be one of these darts. Yeah. One of these things. I'm not going to blast it, but yeah, I always wondered why it was like this, but you would hold it here, because then, like, wouldn't you smack yourself if it was a real bow? But it's supposed to be a crossbow. And the string is just for looks. It has a spring inside. These are definitely something that is not going up there. So I think everything that's not going up there should go into a bin. I'm debating at least one of those. I feel like Dollar Tree, Green and Burrier International needs a tiny bit of representation up there. These ones. Plastic inside of the dart. They hit a little more powerful than the others, go a little bit farther. You can store the darts up there, but they're not... I don't know. Well, okay, I should fit up everything that I really know that I want on there, and then see what I have space for. Like, this one is cool. Look where the plunger tube is hidden. Not as powerful as the slightly smaller X-Shot, whatever this thing is, but yeah, I like it. And you can actually get a real G with similar pattern as this one. So those two are definitely for consideration on there. Alright. I do like this one because it's red, it's cool, I like it with the stock. I've got a fake red dot that I would like to put on top, but can't be tilted down, so it's not really useful. Plus the accuracy of this thing, I want to get a B car for it, see if that helps, but those are kind of low on my list of priorities. Like, tax refund this year, DaVinci Resolve Studio, and maybe possibly a Sony UWP D27 if I can find one used for a good price. So, this one could probably go next. Also, this thing I didn't bring, probably could have, but, like, you can't really aim it. This one is like, if you ever use this and hit anything on my target range, you win. Also, you can see where I E6, or, not E6000. E6000 probably would have been better. JB welded the fin back in place. So yeah, let's move you down one. Move you down two. Okay. Alright, and then let's grab another one of those. Feel like it's gotta be down a level. Is that right? Yeah, I like that. That can actually be moved up a little bit. But, well, if I ever got a B car for it, I'd want a little bit of room. We'll go with that for now. So then, I feel like Lock Blaster has to stay. So where would Lock Blaster go? Lock Blaster could now So I feel like oh, I just remembered another friend I should have sent this to. Oh well. Here, so we got this. Okay, that does fit there. Which that then lets both of these move up by one. Nice. And then, okay. Might be a smidge tight, but that does leave room for this thing. The lock blaster, which has to be back this way just a little bit. So I feel like that can go right there. And then please tell me, yes, I have another one of those. I'm running out off the... I'm pretty sure I know where my bag of stuff is. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty nice. I'm liking the look of this a lot. Let's see, is the, nope. Not in the box of stuff. This is for the, disc launchers. Okay. Let's just see where my very nice bag of donated pegboard stuff is from next door neighbor who wasn't using it. Yeah, that's looking really nice up there. I am liking that. And so far I am not spying that bag of extra pegboard stuff. Let me check one last spot here. Huh, yeah, it's not in my closet. Let's see. Not in my closet, it's not on my tool shelf. Well, oh wait, here it is. Just as I was thinking, should I call someone up? This means I'm also going to need one other thing. And this is where I wish I had the Alitora actually working, even though it doesn't fit, or it doesn't tilt up and down. Like, an automated thing that can do that would be so nice to have. Alright. We got more clips. Might be more somewhere. And we got covers for them to keep things safe from getting scratched. Alright, so what else? We got a long clip, which also, if I ever need something that has two long clips, because this one needed a long one, but the front end where it's tilted in doesn't, so I could get away with a little bit shorter one. But I do have this long one here. What are we going to try and fit up there next? Like, red's such an awesome color. I feel like we have to fit this one up there too somehow. This one could fit like right in there somewhere. Kind of feel like the worst one ever kind of deserves a spot up here for being so bad. Like, I don't know if I've told this before, but literal broken dart. These darts are made of hard plastic. They've got a spring in. Actually turn on. Yeah, they have a spring inside of the dart. And it latches into a hook if it does. Yeah, but often they don't want to latch. They're ridiculous and stupid, and so Xander, my friend, who has a channel, his brother bought one of these for a murder mystery party that he was doing. I wasn't there, right? But he bought this exact thing for that. And then my friend Xander was using it, and the orange part flew off the front. It's so bad that it kind of deserves a spot, but just in a random spot where it will fit. Yeah. Okay. So also these two. And what's behind? Seeing some white stuff behind. I'm not sure what that is that's behind the board, pegboard back there. So this one could go around there. You know, another question too. Like, more so for real G's. If you ever pegboard them, would you go like this? Through there? Would you worry about it there? Would you worry about it getting hit? Let's see here. So we got okay, I think I know what I want to do for this one. So it's like right there. Give ourselves a smidge more room. That's nice. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. That really does not want to stay vertical. It wants to like tilt. And now I wonder, if I did have this more up near the trigger, Makes me feel a little bit safer about it. But man, I don't like how much this is just like, yeah, I'm going to tilt now. Yeah, and there's no way to even, I don't see any way to even have one poking through the front where this cylinder is. Okay. I mean, it kind of stays vertical until you really push it and then it doesn't. But I don't feel like in a shake that's coming off. You know what, actually, I see. What if we do this? Okay, that's better because it's not on the. Well, is that? No, it still kind of wants to. Maybe even worse now. I put you out. Put you out that. That far. Or I wonder. Let's take a look at the Maverick for a second here. If I were to mount the Maverick, wow, that's weird that it's like. Yeah, Maverick's not doing the same thing like that. So then what I'm going to say is, I don't like that. I should put a cover back there potentially. That's the grill on my fridge, or the coils, which they're fine, I'm sure. It's just, you know, hot potentially back there. Compressor's running right now, but some needle nose pliers should I need my phone back down there as well. Okay, nice. So, that's working like that. And how about if we just take this, actually a drill holder. Definitely does not want to tilt the other way, which is nice. Can kind of tilt this way. Let's scooch you over to like that. See if we did a thing. Oh. That angle. Oh wait, but right. It'd be like that. Huh. Well, I feel a little better about that. Just because the curve of the hooks tells me it's not going to come off. Could even go up one more, although I think I put it up. Nope, that's perfect. And maybe, if only I could flip small to big around. Nope. Okay, so you go there. Okay, that's good. We're close enough anyways that I'm going to say yes to moving you all the way over. Also, let's turn on the home fan again, pump more air in. Alright, so that's there. Then Elite 2.0. Commander. Can't squeeze in there. Unless I were to squeeze this down one, maybe. Nope. Close, but not quite. I scooch you up just one more. That one's also at maximum height, but that one's still easy to take on and off. I've never actually blasted that one because I don't have the right batteries for it. So then, drum roll. Yeah, this can squeeze in there. Oh, that won't fit because where the wood is for the middle support. There's one other one that I need to like drill out just because see about putting this up there. Oh, that's way too high. Just get out of there. Well, I can use one of these other hooks that I didn't want to use for... Right, even that, it has to be... I might just have to grab the drill. Question is, how do I want to fit anything else up there? Because that thing could get this weird thing, which is the, don't remember what it's called, but it's a stock that's also a blaster that would not fit right there with the position of this thing. Can't switch places with either of those. How? That sticks out farther than I want it to. Yeah, I'm just gonna go quickly. Grab the drill. We're back with the drill. How you even get these bits out of here? About this. Nope, actually. It's bigger than a 5/32. So perhaps 5/16? Yeah, that looks like the size. Move you, my special. That was. Oh, marble for wait, what? Wait. Yeah. Is this back? Is this down? No. Ow. I do not. I'm a loss as to how this thing was. Isn't it right there? No, it had to be this. Yeah, okay, I think. But then that seems too. What did I do? What did I move? Before I make the other hole. That's not in the right. I feel it was this. Okay. Huh, that's, oh, right, this is farther back on the, okay, I see. I see now. Alright, so I also realized too, yeah, I can use the different edge of this ball and tip up. Also realized too just now that I probably didn't need to go like all the way in. Oops. Extra holes in the wall. But, oh well. So then, is it just this thing? Oh. I just realized that won't work for this peg because this peg hooks up and under. It only works for things that are going in straight, that don't. So that would mean well, let's try drilling one more hole. Actually, wait, no, let's figure out how we would want this first. You're saying like that. So, the left one, right? Yeah, the one on the left, up one. And we basically hope that our board doesn't go up from there. That's not going to work. Because we drilled it more down into the bottom. open. Thank you. Next size up is... Actually, next size up is still fits. Definitely did a little bit to the pegboard itself, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to fit something there. I'd have to undo the whole thing and remove part of that. And like, because obviously you need anchor points, but I don't think you can have them at a few spots because you still need to be able to take stuff out. Or no, you still need the support on the back, so when you're pushing in, this doesn't do anything. Let's try one last thing. Might even go smaller. Yeah, let's go even smaller. Also, wait, whoop. Did I drill in the wrong spot? Did I pull an Elijah? Let's find out. Also, where did I put the blaster that's even going up there? Oh, behind me. Not only did I pull an Elijah with the larger drill bit. Oh, yeah, I did. Basically. So let's try. Ooh, that's just blowing some dust. Yeah, no, so this is not gonna work. So I'll have to think of an entirely different plan. Hey, thanks Island Boy Media. Even the one that we put up higher. Yeah, let's try. Yeah, that's just going down into this. Yeah, and I cannot, like, I'd have to undo and too many screws. So, you know, if only I had a peg that was just a peg and didn't have a curve to it, then we'd be all swell. But I don't have one of those. As far as I know, they don't exist. Maybe. And you're probably just bending the board more than I'm doing up there. Yeah, it's either there. Well, let's put the other stuff back, because that lets me know about the limitations with where I can put stuff. We get this. Goes back there. So if not there, oh, I see why I had this in one of those. Because yeah. So let's move that for a second. There's not a hook spot on the front. So if I don't use these hooks, at least for the back, if I did, okay, cannot go there. That's the highest it can go. That's too low. So maybe some of the smaller ones would have to go there. One moment. Where is... Also, ooh. I got scared thinking, oh no, it's frozen. No, it's not frozen. I just walked out of the frame. There we go. That plus another sip of my drink. Hey, we got 3 people watching, so 2, because one of them's my phone. Welcome. So I might have to fit some smaller ones there. Or, maybe if I move this, how low can you go? Definitely not right there. And I don't like putting this thing in between the 2 boards. that could go actually one lower, potentially. Yeah, I like that. If it did tip this way, it's not coming off, so we're good. And then I have two Mavericks, probably only be able to fit one up there, but if I were to squeeze a Maverick in, probably need another one of those drill holders, which they're not like cheap. What would a somewhat temporary for like the Maverick look like? Well, may even, yeah, it will actually fit. We'll squeeze in. So that would be like a thing right there. And then this one I would say move over one. Still room for it to slide off. So I mean, goodbye. You like that? I mean, yeah, you end up touching some other stuff. Can this one then go? Nope, cannot go down one. That's as low as it can go. But can move this over there. Actually move you down one then. Yeah, like that. Then maybe we fit this in there somehow. This is almost one that asks for like one of these, but ugh, I don't trust that. Probably want to go down for like this. That one is also, let's try another one, because that one, there we go. Yeah, I don't like the way that one fits in, or the positioning. We have a few in here that don't have the peg part on the back. so they can like swing. Oh wait, there's two down here, so we can move. That works. I actually like that. But what I would like to do though, I'll move you up one. Probably not. Yes, just barely. Excuse me. That's a little bit like, yeah, I mean, take it off. That works. I almost feel though, because you kind of lift up instinctively, but then you're going to hit the peg. Let's put you back. I wish this one could go up a bit higher, but it just can't, because the one left peg is up as high as it can go without, oh, actually, maybe, if I deconstruct this bin that I've made that's not being used, ever since we got a real pegboard bin, stick the tip back on. Pull you out. You go all the way up there. Oh, wait, no, because, darn, because there's wood. So if I do that, then it really puts it at an angle. And what if those are even? If those are even, then I'm smacking ceiling to get that side in. And I just remembered too, you're not going to have screws going into the edge of the wood piece, so drilling won't help. Well, unless, oh, but it still needs to, okay, so wait, where did we need that peg? Wood. Okay, that does kind of work. Like it's leaning against the wall. Or, ooh, wait, actually. Okay, it could actually fit through the bottom part there. And that gives me, that works, that gives me a little bit of peace of mind because it's kind of almost hooked into something on there that's tight. Easy to stay there and not come off. So then, about this thing. Somewhere over here maybe. And like, does this get a spot? Or wait, actually wait. Well, okay, It's, tough decisions for stuff. Got these two. Or this thing, which I don't think gets a spot up here. So these two. Can this? I move that peg. Yeah, this does scoot forward a little bit. Could maybe, small chance, go forward a slight amount more. But if this were here, we're not sticking out any farther than this thing, which is good. Although, let's put you just one over. There we go. Move you in just a smidge. Also, this thing is kind of cool, except yeah, it's another esoteric size. Here's the ones that I know actually go to it. Yeah, that went in way easier and does not. And then, like, just to make sure, a chili. Maybe it's in as much as it's gonna go. I don't see where I put my glasses. I think I know where they are. Oh, wait, I see them all the way down there. We'll use these. Okay. It launched. It fired. Okay, I mean, it sticks out a little bit, not as much as the chili did. What's there? Oh, okay. There's a length distance, or difference. So yeah, if you know that it's going to be like that, okay. So maybe this keeps a spot up here somewhere. Alright, let's put you back in our special container. And like, between these two, I definitely say this one's cooler. So it has to take a spot if it does. So let's see. And this, no, we're bumping into the shelf. That cannot go there. Also, I did a dangerous. I mean, it's not loaded, but don't avoid that at all costs. Don't be me. Could also be potential for a vertical mount. Like, that's really close. We're already behind something else. And like this thing could go based on practicality. That's sticking out actually about as much as this other thing is. So it could potentially go there. But let's look at this one, because I feel like this one's a little bit cooler than that. Also, this one is asking to be mounted this way. I have everything mounted that way. Yeah, maybe it's a thing where, ooh. Actually, you know what? What if I just flip them all? Oh. So, like, you know, more work, but yeah, those are the same level. Let's lift you off. Take you out for a sec. Because we need to work top down for this flip. Let's pull you off. Undo this. Flip you around. Huh. The tilt is now different, but this one I know can't go up any higher because how the peg, but it doesn't need to be super long boy anymore. Like this maybe. That one might not stay up there if we do actually keep this flip, but now that lets us put you like that. Oops. One too far down. That can go there. Before I move that top one, we'll see how everything else ends up fitting. That one does have to come This feels like it's a bit low now. Yeah, that's nice. Except for, wait, we didn't, right, we got it like, actually like that. That works. Okay. And that means you go up by 1. Okay, then I'm seeing how this goes. And this gets flipped around. Same with the associated pegs. I think it's that. Nope. It's going to be a straddler. I don't like my straddlers. Aside from, I did bump the power cord a little on my one thing, but I can pull it forward, take it out. I like that. That looks nice. What else? Okay. Who, where, what? This. So would this thing still go? Probably there is my guess still. Or, well, or it could go there. I like the look of that. So, but we need to see if that, what else could go here if that doesn't. So we tried fitting that one like there already, but actually this might be able to fit there now. So it's either this one, or I feel like this thing should take priority over that thing. So this thing goes here. Looks like it would be, is that it? That's probably too low. No, that's actually about right. That's too tall. Yeah, I like that positioning. That looks pretty good. That looks really good. And then between these two, it's very clearly the red one. Also, the only other Mega Blaster that I have, so yes. So maybe, yeah, that looks cool. I feel like red is, there's not everything in here is red. I appreciate that some things force me to have other colors, but gotta more red it up. But let's quickly see though if, no, cannot fit there, would not fit another orientation. Could it be like no, it can't. Well, you know, we can actually move this one over afford ourselves some more room. So I feel like 2 over. We can actually even go, let's see, would 2 more still work? Okay, and then that means this moves over by 1. I love it. Could even fit 1 more. Maybe even 1. No, because 1 more we're on. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's gonna bump. So, I mean, well, if we were to move those down 1 and back, then yes. But let's just see what that positioning does real estate-wise. That could let that thing go right down there. Nope. And that's the small size of the 2, isn't it? Yeah, that's the small size, so could not fit it on like that. Unless I like squeeze it smaller. I did have to squeeze those in a little bit for the old stuff that was there. Like this is another small size one. Oh, actually, this one, it kind of does. Well, there's no need for it to be a loop thing. I should save those for if I ever need it as a loop for something else. And it can be like one of these things. And then well, do I have, even though I'd want to save this in case I need it for something else that could really truly use that, I want something to kind of keep that from tilting. Having it up there does have a little bit less forward tilt, so maybe it's like, can you even see? Oh, just barely see. Let's scoot you guys back a smidge. There. We have afforded as much view of that as you're going to be able to see. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't mind having another peg. Toward the back. to help, but not one of those. Okay, wait, no, here we got one of these. Yeah, a whole bunch of swingy pegs. Okay, no, we actually have. Oh, hi. Here's a container of pegs that I made. So we got some flat thingies like this. Oh, okay. And we got these hook thingies. So you like hook them in. Huh. So if I were to do this, I would be like right there, Mr. Swingin' Peg. Or, ooh, that'd have to be up even one more. So then I would say you go in the bigger, easier to deal with hole. Okay. Oops, I just floofed. Oh. Oh no. I really, yes. I floofed. Dust all over this. That's my box of lights. Well. There we go. Got most of the dust back there. Studio's a bit overdue for a cleaning. So I do like that. And then the way this works is the black thing clips on there like that. Whoever thought of that? Interesting use of plastic. I mean, it works, but like, I don't know. Kind of like this design better. I do want to see, though, oh wait, no, because next down is on the fault line. Darn. Well, okay, actually, wait, maybe. No, actually, that will work. And I just get to scoot, come on, scoot you over one. Come on. Oh, more than one. Nice. There's even a chance we could go down even one more. But I like the positioning of that now. So then, oh, and we still got Maverick to fit on there somewhere. If only I had more space, but I don't. It's a tiny studio. By the way, thanks to everyone who is watching. But, okay, this needs to go one over. But this does let us use the bigger side for the front. Even though I am liking that, what if we squeeze you over more? We actually fit you on the yuck. Do not like the way that tilts. So I say like that. Nice. Could this could probably, okay, if we decide that you're not gonna be living up there in the corner, then this can scoot back, which gives us a little more room, but then where are we gonna put this? Whoa. Because I feel like this has to live up here somewhere. Actually, hey, right there. Yo. Well, oh, except for, I mean, not that it's a problem, but we got our little smiley face mag release. That's now up against the board, but yeah, it's not getting pushed in. So, yeah. I don't like how that's not easy on off. Needs to go up one more. Nope, the whole thing needs to come down one. And then, why did we say this one needs to be this low? Why not up one? Oh, I see why. Because getting it on there, if you do it the right angle, okay. So then, does that let us, wait, why? It's got to be this from my childhood. Which, now we're covering up the Nerf logo. There's no good way to have all of them. Okay. That does barely squeeze in there. Could, no, the ones down below can't go any lower. I mean, there is also possibility down here. I don't like that spot. I like the Petrosari or Petrosari archery down there. And this also can't go any higher because the scope on it, which the scope on this thing is, it's just a mash of some of everything. You got like actual scope with iron sight on top, which, actually wait, by the way, it's non-magnifying. I think I actually looked it up once, and that does exist. Which one is the blaster that you have? Is it this thing, the yellow Maverick? Tell me, Xander, what color? I think it might be this one, because I know your brother brought this to the Nerf battle we had. Scope with iron sight on top. Or no, scope with red dot on top. Okay, yeah, so, yeah. So that does actually exist as a thing. So, yeah, the Maverick. Mine are broken. They need to be repaired. Sometime I'm going to unscrew them and see what's wrong with them. I don't even know if they technically work with the modern type of... Yeah, it does fit. That one did fire, but yeah, so I mean, I could also just say, well, this thing can move anywhere. This thing is so terrible that it earns a spot on here for being garbage. So we could put you right there. Could actually fit. Maybe you fit in. Yeah, you can live right there. That's a little cozy spot for you to squeeze in. It's like the old Disney cartoon that I saw on YouTube once, Little Yellow Bug or something. And you're like, all the cars have faces and stuff. This was like 80s, maybe 90s cartoon. So way, way before Cars was even a thing. Which apparently, I forget what the movie was called, but Dan Povenmire responded to someone who was like, yeah, Disney's made way too many live-action movies. But except, they don't need any more, except we need one for Cars. And he was like, that exists. There's some movie that came out in like the 80s or 90s that is like beat for beat the same movie. He's not saying they copied that movie, but he is implying it. So, yeah, this could go here. And then that would afford me some room for some of the smaller things that I would still want. Which, speaking of small... Oh. You. I want a spot for you up there somewhere. Also, what's that for? Is that just for looks? Or is that part of their mod system where you can like connect multiple blasters together until you have this monster-looking blaster that's not as terrifying as it looks, but it's massive. So, yeah, also, interestingly enough, would it... kind of fits in there. So maybe one of these is a play for this. But I really did like the drill holder though, because like for most of these, before I got this thing, I wanted all of them to be like hooked in somehow, some way, so it's less likely to just bounce off or slide off. And I'm sure with like real G's, you would want to do that because so they don't just fall off. Yeah, let's see what options we have. Also, wait, I can't have it that way because that way is facing backwards from everything else. I mean, maybe I can. It's going against the grain. That would actually fit. Okay, fine. So we'll have one that's facing backwards. And you know what? If we're allowed to have one that's facing backwards, then I think that should open up the possibility for multiple to face backwards. Fit them together better like a puzzle piece. But I do like the X shot this way because it hides the QR code for the thing. Oh, if it's already been seen in here, not too big of a deal because it's like cool animation. Here's your passcode for your lock blaster. And then if it doesn't work, you click code didn't work, and it just shows you all 5 codes. I am tempted though, like to write the code down somewhere, but like make it different by like unscrewing and moving the wheels a little bit or something. But I also don't mind leaving it stock, because like that's kind of just me. It's like cool to have stuff that is just, you know, stock. And have it be stock and do stock things. And what about here? No, this would not fit if I were to move that one. So is this that's a tight fit. And then if we squeeze this thing in there, don't like how that pushes up against the wood, but that does hold it. That's pretty safe. And you know, you go getting that out, that's gonna be, we can't stop, come out, can't move this out one. Okay, cool. Yeah, and because, yeah, I'm not going to say what happened, but I know what happened. I'm sad that Team YouTube didn't do anything, but now, what I'm thinking of now, I want to message them and just see, like, if they say anything other than standard response, because I'm not going to say what it was, because I don't know what you're going to say, but the thing that I told you to tell them probably was, it was a decent, like, you know, I'm going to, it's not the whole truth, but it had the best chance of getting things back. But I'll say, well, okay, so I'll just say it. So I told him he should tell Team YouTube that he got hacked. But what really happened is he gave access to someone he thought he could trust, but that didn't work out. And they, like, did some stuff that wasn't good, and so they lost part of their channel. Yeah, he says I can, so we're good. So, like, they had some stuff deleted because they put something bad in the name of the channel. So, what I want to ask Team YouTube is, like, I'm going to say something like, hey, this hasn't happened to me, or anyone that I've, like, heard about this once or twice. If you give someone access to your channel that you think you can trust, and then they end up not being trustworthy and do some things that break YouTube's terms of violations, whatever, is it possible to message YouTube saying that, hey, I thought they could be trusted, but they can't. Can we undo this? And like, I feel like they might probably say no, because like you should vet people and make sure you trust them first, which true, and mistakes like do happen, and like, because it's not the same as getting hacked. It's not the same as if I found a random person online who offered to help with things. Well, yeah, that would still be a similar situation. So I don't know. I just want to ask them. I'm curious what they'll have to say, if anything. You know what? I could actually put a thing through the loop here. I originally thought about just hanging it like this, but I don't like how that puts more constant pressure on the spring that's in there. So I might need... Oh, wait a minute. I thought I found a bunch more of the swingy... Oh, yes, they're right here. The non-swingy hook things. I'm gonna just hazard, that's too high. But yeah, and this is also... I know you've already started like reloading some stuff, and I think that's good. There were, some videos that I liked that would like to have on there to watch every once in a while. I appreciate that you're putting those back. But with starting fresh, so you could do a multi-channel thing. This is not something I want to do for a lot of reasons. The main one being I don't want to have to click on my icon and switch between my channels to check all the account or the comments and stuff. Like, thankfully I don't have tons of comments right now, but it's like once every 2 weeks or so, depending on what's going on, that I remember to check comments. And especially with the way I have all of my, not live stream, obviously people are chatting with me, hello, 4 people, but like all my other videos, my comments are set to approval only because, I want to check for, like, are they following my rules? And most of the time, like recently I had someone who, they said, I can say they said some food looks good, but they used an abbreviation I didn't like, and I approved their comment and then politely said, hey, could you remove this abbreviation? Because I don't like that. And then I'll delete my comment. So, if anybody saw this, well, before I had removed my comment and you were doing your thing, they'll see it. Otherwise, they won't know in the future that, you had to modify things. And they removed it. I deleted my comment. We didn't have to say anything more. It was great. They're now subscribed and watching, I think. And so, yeah, I'm very happy for the growth that I'm having, but I don't like to want to log in between 2 channels for different things. That feels like a little bit too much friction for me and for what I want to do. But for you, if you put like all of your old random stuff, like the Sun P007 or whatever. Oh, it's the house with the beeping thing. My garbage. A little bit dry voice there, although he had laryngitis, so I like that video. So if you put those on a separate thing as kind of your random channel, and then your first one, you want to focus on gaming maybe, put your gaming on there, because it's quicker to grow with, it's quicker to grow if you are more focused on one thing, which I'm not doing. Oh, I hope that one's not lost. That one's really making me sad. Maybe I'll just message Team YouTube and be like, hey, so I had this actually happen to a friend. I won't tell them what I told you to say, but I'll just be like, so this actually happened. I think they said hacked, but it was actually this. Could you be able to actually give it back? Because they really had no idea that their friend was going to do anything. I hope that one can be found, because that'll be like sad if it can't. And like, speaking of which, I need to at some point pay for the 4K downloader version so that I can like download all of my stuff and just put it into some sort of a secure, like, not a secure folder, but like a drive or something where it lives, and it just where I don't have to. I mean, when I say message YouTube, I don't mean on YouTube, because I can't either. It would still be leaving the platform and going to X to deal with that. But I definitely, shoot them a message on X and see what they tell me. Probably the usual standard thing. It would be cool if some bigger creator like Moist Critical would get involved, but I doubt it. They're more after things that are a lot worse for YouTubers. Like, I mean, I don't know how Charlie would view this situation. But yeah, maybe I'll do it anyways, and I would probably tag Moist Critical and Deep Humor. This one could squeeze in right there. But the question is how. Or, ooh, imagine if right there, but nope. So let's get through this and then. And then I think I will write out that that X post. So I'll probably also include in the message that, like, well, I want to put something in there that's like, if you can't, like, just give them the whole thing back, I don't know, maybe give them a way to get their videos back so they could put them on the fresh thing, because the videos weren't the problem, it was just the name. But with everything going on, YouTube might very well leave me unread. And like, hey, if it's a real actual person and not an AI that is responsible for the Team YouTube X, I'm sorry that you've gotten labeled as an AI. I really am. I know that I'm pretty sure that, you use some level of automation to actually make things work. I have some respect for that. I have respect for copy and paste stuff, because I actually have in my keep notes back from when YouTube Help was still a Reddit you could access. I have a copy and paste thing for if you made a channel when you were a kid and now you want it deleted. I have a copy and paste for the literal only thing you can do is go through the YouTube, get your account back, answer questions about your birthday, answer questions about this, whatever the questions are. If that doesn't work, then game over for getting it back. And like, you are kind of sort of in luck if all you want to do is delete it because you were dumb and stupid. Because then you can, well, sort of, you can flag the videos in the channel as infringes my rights, meaning they like recorded you without permission, blah, blah, blah. You can do that, hope that they delete the videos, and then hope that if you ever make a new YouTube channel in the future, they don't go, wait, this guy is that guy. Why are there new videos coming up? Goodbye. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh, it's sad that you can't find it. I'll definitely be messaging them and saying some prayers, and if not, I'll have to figure out a way to go on without it. But what YouTube needs to do, like immediately, they need to figure out some way to work with local police agencies or whatever to where you could go in, give proof that you are the person in the video, and then they could send a thing to YouTube, and YouTube could actually either give you access back or at the very least let you delete the channel if you want it gone but you've lost access from years ago. Because there are so many people that has happened to, especially since they made like the switch from logging in with your separate email to having it be a Gmail, that it's like, no. There needs to be a way to delete it instantly. Like, or not instantly, but like there needs to be a way to delete it, period. If you're gonna have any of that sort of stuff going on. And like, sure, it shouldn't be easy, but that works. It's a little bit low. So it shouldn't be easy, but it shouldn't be impossible. Now, another thing too that I would recommend trying for finding that video, if you get Rakuva, you'd probably let it run like during the night when you're sleeping, but you'd basically you would let Rakuva run on the drive where you think it would be and see if it finds anything. That's my other suggestion for that. And I'm surprised because you uploaded some other stuff too, and like, you know, I don't know if you switched drives or what's been going on and how much has been overwritten, but that's a thing that you could and it's a relatively simple program to do. Or I forget what PC Laptops is using on my external drive, which I need to contact them like Saturday. I should make Saturday the day where I'm like, hey, Mom or Adam or somebody, bunch of stuff I need to do, like, out and about. Could you go with me? You know, I'll probably include lunch for whoever takes me around as, like, a help type thing. Or it could be gas money, too. Because I do recognize that sometimes what you offer doesn't necessarily help. Because, like, oh, well, yeah, we're driving around. Obviously, I will need to eat, but we're using more gas than we are, like, food money. I've got food at home kind of a thing can happen. But then I also recognize, like, maybe if you were someone who's on, like, food stamps, and you asked your friend for a ride to a bunch of places, and they're, like, willing to do it, but you want to pay them for it, all you have to give them is, well, some food. Because you can afford to get some food with your food stamps, and you can get certain quantities of things and enough that you could easily make and share a little bit with them, versus you've got like no money for gas. Sure, but yeah, try Rakuva on that if you can find it. That would be pretty nice. If not, I mean, I really liked it, but what I'm trying to say is I don't want you to be like super hurt and depressed any more than you already might be about some of this, because my favorite video is gone. Yeah, it's sad, but ultimately there are bigger, more important things, and I'm gonna figure out how to like move on and do stuff. Oh, that one kind of squeezes in there almost, but yeah. So yeah, or could this actually? You know what? Yeah, we could squeeze one of these up there, and I feel like Dollar Tree does deserve to have a representative on the board. Maybe squeeze one up in the corner too. So, you know, here's what we'll do for our final things. We want one of these big ones. That's a bit awkward of a spot. Ooh, and I don't like getting these out. So where does this need to? Actually needs to go a little bit lower than that and over. This is probably going to have to be a straddler. Doesn't look so bad since it's a circle. But, okay, I do like that. Can you guys see anything now? Does that let you see some stuff? Also, let's just make sure that, yes, we are live, so let's just see a little bit. And then, where, oh wait, right. This bag of stuff that we said that wasn't, I mean, could find another Nerf disc, because I thought one was missing. And there you go. What I'm looking for now is red dollar store disc launcher. Because I see blue one, but I want the red one. Because I think in terms of fun, these are like the funnest. Because, like, I'm not going to do it here because I'd lose them all. Like, okay, I mean, you gotta, there we go, get the, this is one where you can rapid fire. That's cool. I mean, like, it is easy for all of these to, like, just wiggle their way out of the front. They did that in the bag. But, also, if you can find the right size of craft foam, I haven't been able to yet. But if you can cut more. All of these others, like, I haven't looked into foam backer rods, what sizes exist, how you even make anything to create more darts, but like, yeah. Okay, this is actually a little bit concerning. I'm going to take quickly and dump the dust out into the garbage can. There we go, dealt with dust. What else? It's a bit concerning because I can't find that one disc launcher. Disc blaster, whatever you call it. I can't find it, and it should be up here. At least I know it came home with me from the Nerf War, which again was a lot of fun. It's where I got the long red X-Shot one. Alright, let's see. Is it? It's gotta be. Nope. It's not in the pile with these other two things. I mean, I know it will turn up eventually. Oh, I'm blind as a spleen. It's right here. You know, thought about swapping the red magazine for this one, but it's also got a blue trigger. Okay, you're gonna stream tomorrow after work. You need to go to bed. That sounds like a good idea. I was kind of expecting you to like leave and go do that, but you know, thank you for staying. I appreciate your viewership and your friendship, and I'm glad that I'm able to help you. Question though, for those who are still here. Do I take discs from this one, absolutely load this thing up, and then, you know, this one has nothing, but then this one gets slightly unfair representation because it has more discs, then yeah, I'm going to do that. I mean, I do eventually want to try cutting some discs if I find the right size. Probably have to go on Amazon, because like, when Joann's was going out of business, I bought some foam from them at a really good price. It was not the right size. Either of them too thick or too thin. Hey, 2 of these get you a full magazine for one. And it does actually have a little bump system on there with little holes on there. I feel like I lost one, but I don't see where it would have gone. So like when you're putting it on, it does slide into place, but that looks cool. This one looks like an alien blaster, which actually I saw a Halo Needler. Thought it was a Nerf Halo Needler for like $10. It was for $15. Turns out it's just a toy prop, not the Nerf blaster. I'm like, oh, that explains why. And I'm like, oh, dude, are you able for me to pick it up today? Sent that at like midnight, so 12 in the morning. And then I'm like, oh wait, never mind, this is not the Halo one. I thought it was the Halo one, sorry. So could this fit? There's a small chance I can squeeze it up there. So then Dollar Tree has 2 representatives on the board. And there's like no more room for anything else, which is fine by me, because we got a really good fit. I like the redesign. But I've also got photos of what it used to be. Okay, so you need to go as high up as you can. which, kind of don't like that, the way it's pushing my foam up, but there we go. Yay, you fit. And then this, okay, it does get a little bit bumped. So actually all I need to do is just move it back then. So like that. Yay. I got a little red one in the corner there. I'll pull the camera off of the tripod and give you guys a quick angle if I can. Hopefully my cord's just barely long enough, but oh wait, sorry. We do need to, so let's pull out all the ammunition of this so that it doesn't get squished. And everything that is not going to live up there gets to go, which also aren't. Oh no, these are not. Well, they're slightly smaller than the ones for the, oh, the Petrosaria archery. Needs its thingies. Cool. And the Mega Darts, which I took some regular whistlers because why not take some just in case. Okay, there's some other darts in here that don't. Do we have any darts for the, oh, I see 1, 2, 3, because it's alternating colors, I feel yellow. Alright, where is my yellow other one? Not those. Would be a bit sad if I was missing the third one of these, because this is one of the weird. They're like close to the same size as normal ones. Wait, unless is it here? is it? Oh, hi. You do have all three of them. Sweet. So. Also, why do I have this divider that I made with the pokey thing down, and also doesn't need to be like that? Alright, so we want to keep the middle section dart free. That's got chargers and batteries. And the fake green dot that actually does illuminate, which is kind of cool. There's also this piece here which has mounting points for stuff, but it's just to go on this one and cap off the end so it looks a little less weird if you don't have a stock like I do. So I'm gonna say you also have this piece can go in the middle. We got some we have some, what else? We have some plastic screws and a plastic screwdriver for these other side pieces for the Petrosauri archery. These pieces don't have the eye stickers on them, so I think it's not as cool. So I'm going to say those should go into the middle with the charger and stuff. Also, if I ever did modify, that's going to be a tough fit right there. I might have to rearrange and move things. I don't think it could come down one more, but if and when that happens, yeah. Or, you know, I was going to say maybe I'd put it on here, only if I could adjust it. Like, I'd have to add some extra height to it, but make it tilt down. But, so here's what I'm thinking. Also, the screws can go back there along with your screwdriver. So, I'm thinking divider. Oh, wait. Now I'm seeing... Okay, now I see why this piece was poked through here. Okay, so this goes there. Right. So it's this piece. That then wedges in. Okay, so this divider can squeeze in here. Wish they made front and back dividers for these, but as far as I'm aware, they don't. But then, this lets our even that is barely tall enough. But I'm not seeing any other foam pieces. So that still can get like tilted backwards and stuff. It's better than nothing. Could 3D print something that would be more amazing. But I feel like our esoteric darts, they're kind of hidden though. So let's actually switch. Well, but I don't want the disc launchers to be just completely like in the back all alone. So then if I put, usually I have these wrapped around, but I feel like those two things for the Petrosauri archery can live right there. Because it was, okay, yeah, again, it was a little bit tight, but it did technically fit the normal ones. And you know what, we can vertical those right there. So then, and then all the way in the back behind them can go the garbage darts for the worst thing ever. Right there. Ugh. Put the broken one back there. So then all these other, oh, also, blow dart. I'm not going to try and fit the blow dart ones up here, because, you know, I don't know. There's a small smidgen of space, maybe. Okay, so put your magazine back on. Even the, like, look at how, like, this piece is red in here. Little details like that where when it's assembled together, especially if you have discs in there, you won't see it. But, like, man, I love that Dollar Tree's basic philosophy is for multiple colors, you just, like, alternate between two of them. Or sometimes three, but, you know. So, you go in the bag of not living on the blaster rack currently. This thing also goes in that bag. Although I'm actually gonna, you know what? Darn, no, it won't fit in the, maybe. Okay, yeah, it does technically, without closing, fit inside of the darts bag. I'm gonna put it there because it has its own darts with it. And I don't want them to get squished. Rocket launcher, blow dart blaster, and I don't see where the green blow dart blaster went, but we'll find it around somewhere in here eventually and move it. Oh wait, here it is. Because the final thing, aside from I need to put my glasses up here, but trying to remember how many AccuStrike darts. Because I just have these little Valentine Speed, little Valentine 60 darts. Works with N-Strike Mega Series blasters. Yes, they do actually. You got that right. 100%. Ooh, one of the crossbows gets to go in there. This thing I'll probably sell. Yeah, well, maybe I'd keep it around, so if anybody ever says, hey, Nerf War, then I'll be like, hey, I can bring this. It works. Ooh. Feel like something else. Because, well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6. So I think that means I'm only missing, 6, 7, 8, 9 are in here. And I know that I saw one of them earlier, so okay, that means that we do have them around. Okay, so we're on the home stretch here. And I'll sort, actually wait, we got a bag. We can just scoop all these out. As much as I like the red with red tip, we gotta have at least one of these. This is weird. I know I'm coming off of being sick, but like being in a warm studio and getting a runny nose feels weird. Because like, other than a slight ache, I feel fine. Wow, 33 total views. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. I like this. We're in the home stretch. Also, found the belt clip for the Worker Nightingale. That can go right there. We'll figure out a spot for these glasses. And also its little darts, but we want some chilies. I was also gonna load up my stuff with chilies, but not now. It's getting late. So, yeah. yeah, this is such a neat use of this. If you can, like, get a hold of these, and you have ammo on your blaster rack. It's like so cool. But I mean, they can also be slightly annoying. I would know from being at work. Chapstick, anyone? Chapstick always, like, the things slide back and forth from customers touching them, so you have to move them back when you fit the chapstick in. They go all sideways, but you know. Go ahead and help level them out, because that lets us do more. And I'll worry about... I probably would want to just swap everything, because why wouldn't you want the good stuff? Well, I can see if you had certain situations where you didn't need much accuracy or range, like your close stuff, then you could. So like maybe something like this thing right here, this little tiny X-shot thingy. Doesn't shoot very far. I'll have to see if these improve accuracy in that thing like enough that it's worth it, or because maybe if it doesn't, then you know, if you have cheaper stuff that you reserve for that. And I could especially see on the real G's if that were the case, because it's like expendable, not reusable. You know, if you found cheaper rounds. Okay, we just need a little bit more, and then we are full. So and I need to show you guys the view that I've been seeing, so you get to really see it. Yeah, I think that's because it does slope down slightly, so we could fit like. Yeah, that looks full, because we're at the point now where like I'm starting to squeeze some up towards the front if I touch it. Alright, final view. Take the stream out. Ooh, I do not have any of my handles on my camera. Oh well. Oh, and I am going to have to disconnect fan from battery. Anyways, yeah. Oh, that picture looks so good looking at it from here from my computer screen, and it looks good from here as well. But there is the blaster rack. That's as wide as I can get. Well, if I change the steady mode a little bit, yes, but there it is in all of its glory. Actually, wait, if I do this, can I fit? I think that fits a little bit more. But then it's sideways for you. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. This was fun. I'm glad that I decided to stream this. Thanks to anybody new who watches this. Again, this is not like super regular. I'm not a Nerf channel. I do have some Nerf things that I want to do as videos. I'm more of a variety channel. So, if you like me, if you enjoyed watching me do this, go watch my short films. Go watch a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, go check that out. Hopefully you like it, and I'll see you guys in whatever's next. Bye. Not seeing my bottle up here, but I'll get it once I end this stream.